Hey, all you Arizona lovers. This is the Finding Arizona podcast, episode 349. I'm your host, Jose. As always, we bring in someone very special, and today is no different, ladies and gentlemen. We have in Doug Caris of Arizona Paint Co. He is fantastic. He's also the CEO. He was very intelligent, very smart guy to talk to. He was one of those guys that just got it. He got that what his business does, what it provides. He just understood what he needed to bring was the culture aspect. And just like, again, he's one of those cats that just gets it, and I hope that you guys love this episode and what he's trying to bring to the Arizona and the Valley area. So I encourage you guys, they have numerous locations, and I hope that you guys will go check them out. We always provide links in the bio below, and as always, you can catch us at findingarizonapodcast.com. We make it easy for you guys to connect with us. That's Finding Arizona under Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Let us know who you want in next, and as always, we have a couple of places for you guys to go check out. Since you are watching us here on the YouTube, you've already found us on the visual end. I encourage you guys to go over to our website and go check out the vlog, the blog, and the newsletter, and everything in between. The newsletter is a little bit more of the day-to-day. You just get the core things that are coming down the barrel, on top of which you might be able to get some coupons, some things that we promote along the way, so that you guys don't have to pay full price. But as always, check out the blog, which is a little bit more of the personal side of Brittany and I and our family and what we do behind the scenes. We want to connect with all of you. We want you guys to know what we're doing on a day-to-day basis, how we're doing this whole operation, but we hope that you guys always stay connected with us and all of us, and tell us who you wanted next, because that is something that we really want to make sure that you guys know, that this is what we bring to the table as being part of the community. So until next time, this is episode number 349 with Arizona Paint Co. We will catch you on the next one, and as always, kisses, hugs, and belly rubs. Bye-bye. Welcome back, everybody, to the Finding Arizona podcast. I'm your host, Jose. As always, we bring in fantastic guests every week. Today is no different. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to introduce you to Doug here, but I'm going to let Doug take over and just tell us about his business and the name and what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, thanks. So I'm Doug Caris. I'm the CEO and part owner of Arizona Painting Company. So we have a couple brand locations here in Arizona. We're in the East Valley in Chandler. We have an office in Glendale in the West Valley, and then we're also in Tucson. We have a branch down there of our company as well.
Wow. And again, this is multiple decades of, this has been a couple of very, I'm just reading off, since 2014, you're in the business of painting?
Yeah. So our company actually was started in 2001 by our former owner, and he was kind of my mentor in business. Yeah. He started in 2001, and then in 2014, he sold the business to me, and then I have two other partners. Awesome. So we'd all been working for him for 4, 5, 6 years, and then he was ready to retire, sold the business to us, and then we've been just trying to grow it and make it better ever since.
And it's funny that you use the word mentor, and I would really like to kind of understand that relationship with him, and just kind of where you jumped in and kind of your legacy with this company. I'd love to just kind of appreciate that for a second here, and just kind of were you a teenager? What kind of influence did he have on you, and just kind of that stuff?
Yeah, he was. I mean, he's been a huge influence on my life, and personally and in business. But
nice.
I got connected with him through a family friend I was kind of working for a painting company, and who was partners with him when I was 19 years old. So I always wanted to own my own business, and I didn't know it was going to be in painting. I didn't know what it was going to be in, but I went a little different than the traditional route. I didn't go to college. I went a semester to a junior college, and then just knew I wanted to own my own business. So I knew I needed to get into a business, find a mentor, somebody to teach me, and, hopefully work my way up and either become an owner or start my own business someday. So that was my plan. And from 19 until about 25, 26, he mentored me directly, and I learned a ton from him about business, about how to do things the right way, how to coach and lead people. And it was a huge influence on my life.
I love that. That's kind of again, I appreciate that kind of stuff, just because that's what we're about here, is understanding those kind of little details. And I imagine, the guy, he probably has no idea, or maybe you have a closer relationship and you tell him all the time, but it's like, for me as a storyteller, as a story listener, I like to say too, I really do enjoy those like stories where there is kind of this mentorship, this kind of like, I'm going to pass this down either to a child of my own kin or someone who values it and wants to be a part of it. So I think that for me, it's a beautiful story of like how your beginnings are, and just it kind of encourages me to kind of really open up to you and really understand this business a little bit more. It's like, was there, let me ask now, like comparison from what you guys when you were first part of joining the team, what kind of things have you seen in your footsteps that say like, this is where we've expanded, or this is kind of like where the value, or where we came in, and just give me a little bit of that history and from you.
Yeah, we started when we took over the business in 2014. We had around 45 employees, and we were in one location here in Chandler. Okay. And since then, we've grown it to now we're about 250, 260 employees, nice. All across the state of Arizona. And then we've also branched out. In 2017, we started a branch of our company in Las Vegas. So in Nevada, we're Nevada Painting Company, but with nice. The same logo. Yeah. And then just recently, just this year, we also expanded into Albuquerque, New Mexico. Nice. So we've been, like I said, our plan has been to try to grow it and try to make it a better place. But my really vision for our company and why I want to grow is to create more opportunities for people in our company, and more leadership opportunities for people to keep moving up into.
Yeah. I see it. I mean, I particularly see it in just kind of the decor behind you. It speaks volumes, and just kind of your belief system. And I've seen and feel for teams like that, where it's just like, we want to provide a culture of this kind of self-motivation, value, impact, and again, culture at the end of it. And so can you give us a little bit of kind of like how you want this culture to succeed, and the things that you are bringing to your team? Maybe it's a daily, what you guys do on the daily, but it's like, can you give us that of like what you're bringing to the culture of, your business and that side?
Yeah. So a couple things that, going back to my mentor, he was very big on making sure that everybody, in management and any type of leadership positions got one-on-one check-in. We call it a GSR, goal setting and review meeting, every week. So we still do that. And that's to make sure that everybody in our business has a goal, or has a few goals every week they're working on, but they also have bigger goals, like yearly goals, quarterly goals. And then we're working and trying to help them accomplish those, whether it's personal goals or business goals. But we want to make sure that they have something they're looking and trying to achieve, and that we're trying to help them do that. So that's one thing that we do kind of regularly. A couple of things we've implemented in the last couple of years is we offer Financial Peace, Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, for free to anybody in our company. So trying to help teach them skills that they don't get a chance to learn. That's a lot of people just don't learn in school, and that never have really been taught. Yeah. So we do that. And then we also offer a leadership class. So we call it Emerging Leaders, and it's really for anybody in our company that wants to be a leader.
Yeah. I value that you are bringing this into your team. And I also appreciate you letting me into the door a little bit. Just because I myself just went through a review with my own, not the business that I work for. I went through my own review. And so, I'm at the point where it's like, I'm kind of in that scenario of like emotional, kind of like I'm open and I'm valuing things that I'm taking in, and valuing the, what someone else in a higher position or just more knowledgeable than I. And so that's kind of like where my head and mindset is at. I'd love to ask you a little bit, just kind of like, where do you value that most? Like, where's your ultimate values and things like that you like to just kind of lean on when the hard times come in? Because, that, again, you're bringing these wonderful benefits to your team. I'd love to just kind of appreciate, like, was that something that you needed? Was that something that you wanted to implement? Was that something ultimately that just came about just from conversation from the employees? I'd love to just, because it seems like to me that it's something that internally you value a lot.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I mean, I probably look at it like, okay, if I say I wasn't the owner of our company and I just started our company, if I was 20, 22, 25, 28 years old, what would I really want? Yeah. And for me, it would be some of these things, right? Some of these opportunities for growth, classes to learn skills that maybe I didn't have or I didn't know or wasn't taught anywhere else.
Yeah.
So some of those things mean, yeah, absolutely. And as a company, one of our core values, or a couple of them, one of them is always do the right thing. Another one is always continue to learn and grow.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of where some of these things come from, is we want a culture of people that are here to grow and not just here to pick up a paycheck and then, not really push and try to make it better. We want everybody making this company better. And that's how, as a team, we're going to continue to get better.
Absolutely. And the expansion just shows how much you've selected the right team and making it flourish. So kudos to you and your other two business mates. I'd love to ask you too now about, like, kind of I'm a minutia guy. Like, I really love getting into the weeds of, like, businesses and just understanding kind of like the nerdier side. Is there, like, technology for me is a big thing. Paint, I can't imagine that there's new technology that is being implemented, or maybe I'm wrong. This is where I'd love to pick your brain about. It's like, are there exciting things in the world of your business that you're excited for in the future, or just kind of like at a moment where your business is at, this is where, like, we're excited to move, mountains and things like, I don't know what's going on, but I'd love to understand kind of just a little bit of perspective in that minutia part.
Yeah. So as far as the technology, there's two different sides, right? There's the application side, which is some of what you're talking about, but there's also the systems and processes side. Yeah. And that side, I do feel like, we're definitely an innovator and a leader in our industry of, offering and setting up technology and using a CRM system. It's called Service Titan, that we started implementing in our company probably about 2 years ago. Yeah. It was right around 2020. And, what this does, just some quick things, but it notifies, say, one of our painters on the way to a job site, they hit a dispatch button on an app on their phone or on their tablet that we supply for them. The customer gets a notification letting them know the painter's on the way, how long they are away, how far away they are from the house, and with a picture so they know who to expect. Awesome. So some of the other trade industries, plumbers, HVAC, they've done probably a better job than the painting industry of picking up this technology and doing it quicker. But again, we feel like, we're one of the few companies that actually does that in our industry here in Arizona. Yeah. And we feel like that's one way we've implemented some technology into the painting industry, just to give better customer service and to, give our customers what they want, which is to know who they're dealing with and feel comfortable when we show up.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I kind of go into more of present day and just kind of like peek under the curtain of the pandemic and just kind of ask you what you guys went through. And personally, I'd love to ask this question: was the CRM helpful during that time? And was it critical? Was it helpful? Or was it critical? Was it, where was the value in that, just because we're talking about it?
Yeah. So we actually implemented it. We had been working on it since beginning of 2020 through May, and we actually implemented. So a couple months after the pandemic really started. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pandemic was tough though. I mean, we're going into people's houses every day, and they start telling you nobody can go to anybody's house. Nobody can leave their home unless they have to. It was a scary time for a couple weeks there.
Yeah.
But fortunately, we were able to make sure we were able to keep everybody. We didn't have to lay off and fire anybody. It was just a couple of weeks of some transition and kind of figuring out how to navigate what we needed to do to be safe and to make sure our people and painters and employees felt safe, but also that the customers we were going to work for felt safe. And I think we did overall a pretty good job of navigating, something that's never happened really in our lifetimes.
Yeah. I would love to hear kind of like your perspective from just because for me, my day job is landscape. And so internally, you would think, oh, we're going to be hit hard. But in actuality, if you look at the scope and time of it, it's like people value now, being home. It's like, this is where I work and I'm going to reinvest in that home. Did you see that kind of for your business area?
Yeah, we did. Absolutely. We saw definitely a downturn in March and April, but then
Mm-hmm.
soon as middle of May, end of May, and then really starting in June, we saw a huge uptick
Yeah.
in our leads, which is people calling in for estimates, our sales, and then which translated into just a lot more work. So we were able to
Yeah.
keep all of our guys busy, and we had to hire more people starting
Yeah.
that time as well.
That's awesome. I mean, again, I go back to, it's like, there's silver linings in moments where there's critical things happening, and from our perspective, and just being that where the person comes trying to understand the story and the scope of every business type and all of that. My perspective was there was real moments of internal, like, the businesses looking at themselves and asking, what value do I bring to the community, and why, how can I survive and stay afloat through these things that, the community values most. And so that means a stronger bond between the two. I don't know if that's kind of came across your table, but I feel like in those moments where it's like toughest, the companies and businesses now that we have are stronger with the community that they're involved with.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, one of the big community involvement projects we do every year is called
Mhm.
Paint It Forward,
Yeah.
where we ask the community for nominations of somebody that needs to have their house or business or organization painted, but they
Yeah.
don't maybe have the money, they can't afford it. Something has happened in their life that they just can't afford this. And, we pick somebody and then we go out and do that job for free. Our employees donate their time on a Saturday and we paint a whole house for free in a day.
Nice.
And yeah, I think doing that, and we did this year, we actually did the most we've ever done. We did 5 of them.
Wow.
And
Awesome.
yeah, I think that's been a huge way we've
Yeah,
gotten involved, and really people have really appreciated that of us taking what we do every day and offering, a way to help people
for
in
sure.
need that can't afford it.
Yeah. And another thing too is, like, I know just from my own, having my notes here, you guys also do a turkey drive. You guys are doing this right now. And if you would love, I would love for you to just help us, you know, understand it.
Yeah. So for the month of November, anybody that gets an estimate from us, that calls in to set up an estimate, we
Mhm.
donate a turkey. So we're already kind of working through projections of how many, and we're actually working through that right now. In
Nice.
each of our locations, we
Oh,
donate.
sweet. Yeah.
We partner with either Fry's or Safeway, and we have a charity that accepts these, that distributes them to homeless people,
Yeah.
anybody that can't afford a Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah.
And this year, I think we're going to donate around 225, 230
Dang.
turkeys.
That's awesome. Again, one of those things, like, again, I value a lot is when the involvement is with the community, and just seeing what you've done and what you've been through. Again, I just wish you nothing but kudos, and like, you guys are doing really great work. And so to me, it's like, it's just one of those great places that you want people to hear about. And so thank you for just, again, being who you are and being the person that you are and the business that you are. So I'd love to just, again, now pivot towards the future. And I'd love asking these questions about goals, something that, our fans here, listeners here, can help you achieve maybe in the next year, or just something, that a big event that you guys hold, or something that you want people to know about.
Well, one thing I would say is what I just mentioned, our Paint It Forward. So,
Mhm.
we'll put that out. We have a place on our website that anybody can go on
Nice.
and nominate people throughout the year. So if you know somebody or an organization that really needs a painting job, I'd say ask for everybody to go on there.
Okay.
But yeah, as some of our goals, and one of our big goals and one of my visions for our company is for us to be voted top 10 best places to work in
Nice.
Arizona. And yeah, we're really working at striving towards making this a better and better place so we can
Yeah.
achieve that goal and beyond that.
Mm.
So that's one. But yeah, really, we're just looking for really good people. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you have a ton of painting experience, right? We train people, whether it's painters, but
Yeah.
also in the project management, sales, office admin, We're just looking for really good people that want to be a part of a great place that they can grow and that they can bring value to every day.
Sure. I love that. And that makes me feel very happy that there's a place like this out there in my area. And you'll be hearing from me because I definitely have some painting that I know needs to be done. And I know that it's out there. And again, wonderful place, wonderful business. And I appreciate you for coming aboard. And we're reaching towards the end here, but I'd love to just, again, any final things that you feel like we really didn't get into, or anything that you just like, you want to get out there? Because I feel, one of those moments where it's like, I don't want to leave anything off with you, because you are someone that I really think has a unique business and perspective that is just, I fully am open to. Like, I'm taking this moment in and just really kind of appreciating what you value and what you have here.
Yeah. So I would say, let's say for homeowners, right? Somebody that wants to get a painting project done. I mean, it's always free to get an estimate. So, and I would definitely say to make sure you go with a reputable company, whether it's us or there's a lot of other really good companies here in Phoenix, but you might get a cheaper price from, just somebody in a truck or somebody you find on Craigslist, but really do some vetting and make sure the company you're going to use is going to be around for a while, that they have a good warranty, and they really take the time to assess your project and make sure they include all the prep work, because, we didn't get into it that much, but painting, 80 to 90% of the job is the prep work. If the prep work's not done properly, the final result is not going to look good. And you're gonna have to spend more time and money to go back and redo it versus just doing the prep work the right way the first time. So,
cut, measure twice, cut once. That's what my handyman father would say. And again, it's like we talk about not getting into it, but it's like I also want to just leave some intrigue and some mystery behind this, behind what people should go and seek out and really truly go understand this business. I really do. Thank you for this conversation. And again, I'm very happy that you got to come in, and I'm very happy that we're gonna let your story kind of be told like this. And today was wonderful, and I really do appreciate it. At the end here, we let you tell everyone where they can find you online and everything that your business has to offer, address, phone number, any events that are important to you. Go right ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for having me on today. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to, talk a little bit about our business and, and what we're excited about in the future. So anybody can find us though. We're all over social media, Arizona Painting Company. You'll look us up on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. And then our website is arizonapaintingcompany.com. And you can call our office here in Chandler in the East Valley is 602-648-3071.
Awesome, Doug. Thank you again. And before we go, ladies and gentlemen, you can hear every episode of our podcast at findingarizonapodcast.com. We make it easy for you guys to connect with us. Finding Arizona Podcast is all under social media everywhere. So let us know who you want in next. Last but not least, none of them are in here right now, but we always say, oh wait, there's one. Kisses, hugs, and belly rubs to our four-legged friends, and we will catch you on the next episode. Good night, y'all.